CrossFit Deliverance athletes? Welcome to another Relentless vlog. Let's go ahead, let's jump into the programming. Today, right, is going to be, it's like the, as I joke around sometimes, it's the best day or the worst day of CrossFit for you. We're going to spend a whole 30 minutes finding a heavy back squat single, right? So now, I didn't say max, I said heavy back squat single, right? We'll go ahead and we'll worry about maxes at a different time. So let's define back squat. Let's go ahead and do that, right? Hopefully a lot of you remember this, and this is beating a dead horse, but for those of you that don't understand the premise of a heavy single is supposed to be meeting you where you are at, right, today. So if that means that you are feeling amazing, the CNS is sharp, you're feeling recovered, you've had a good recovery, right? Your warm-up actually really did really well for you, and you're feeling like you could back squat the world, cool. It might be a back squat max. Hooray, right? That's amazing. But also, the heavy single means that if you're feeling beat up, if you're feeling like your CNS is slow, if it means that, you know, your recovery was horrible over the weekend, too much partying, or, you know, Lord knows what it is, right? Maybe you're still recovering from Hero Week. That means that you need to meet yourself where you're at. So that means it might not be even close to your 1 rep max. It just might be that you're just at this point finding a technical single to where you're going as heavy as you can, but it technically looks good and it feels like you were in the correct positioning. There wasn't any loss of your midline, your thoracic, there wasn't any gigantic posterior, anterior pelvic tilt, right? Everything was still locked in. So that is what a heavy single is, right? Meeting you for where you're at, how you feel today, right? Now, the heavy single does not mean that, hey, you know what, warm-up didn't feel very good, and you know, the first like 2 reps of the blank bar back squat because you're warming up into it with the blank bar didn't feel very good. That doesn't mean that you should just throw the baby out with the bath water right away. I would challenge you to go ahead, get above that, like maybe old 65% number, or get above something that feels medium to medium heavy, because it's amazing how, you know what, it just might have you been feeling sluggish or laggy, and then your body warms up and it starts to feel better, it starts to feel sharp and tight, and your CNS kind of gets a little bit of a boost. Then go ahead and don't write yourself off right away. Give it a chance to reset. But then after that, medium heavy weight, if it's still feeling like things are a little laggy, a little slow, then go ahead and be like, cool, this is a technical max for me, right? And of course, everybody should be worrying about more of a technical max rather than just like, hey, a physical, like whatever I can do, whatever it looks like, you know, good mornings, whatever. We should never be looking like that. But guys, I hope that gives you the intention. If there's time left over, depending on your coach's time management, and if they kind of depending on how it goes, I'm not saying that you have to or it should be done, but at the end, if it seems like the class has a ample amount of time after everybody's gotten their heavy single done, then go ahead. I've thrown Annie on there. It's usually a quick little workout. Bunch double unders, sit-ups, just kind of go, sweat it out, feel like you at least jacked your heart rate up and kind of got a little bit of a sweat. You should have gotten sweat during the back squat, but just in case for those of you that are just cardio hose, right? So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy the programming for that day. This is a chance for those of us that have zero idea where we have a, you know, relevant 1 rep max or heavy single. This is our chance to go ahead and find it so we can start to build off of that for percentages going forward with our back squat. Let's go ahead, let's talk about a topic that I wanted to go ahead and cover. We're going to skip the mobility, stability. Coaches will be able to go ahead and have ample enough time to warm you up and get that done. Let's talk about something that I loved about original CrossFit in classes. And it seems like I've seen it, it's not dead, but it's definitely very lacklustering lately within the last 6 months, to where, you know, we get done with the WOD, right? And there might be, you know, 2 to 3, maybe 1 additional individual that's still working as hard as they can, right? The time cap isn't done yet, or, you know, it's just in a sense to where, you know, there's 1 person, 1 or 2, 3 people working hard, and then there's the rest of the class of 5 to 15 people are just kind of like off to the sides, either cleaning up weight or so on and so forth. We need to get back to the roots of to where like everybody just stops, doesn't worry what they're doing. If you want to stretch out, go do it. Or if you want to go and start putting more of your bars because you're on a time management, go for it. But we should all be cheering our hearts out to encourage those individuals. Now, I understand some individuals don't enjoy being cheered for, period, and some individuals don't enjoy being cheered for when they are one of the last individuals to complete the WOD. But I challenge you individuals that kind of put yourself into those two categories to ask yourself why, right? Is it an ego issue? Is it, what is it? And then if it is, then ask yourself, is that legitimate? Is that, is this really making myself better, right? Me not taking positive energy that people are trying to give you and pushing it away, right? What is it, right? What's the old classic CrossFit saying that a lot of people used to paint on the doors? We might do it. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. But like, check your ego at the door, which means that you should be looking to check the ego so you can take coaching, take criticism, but also take encouragement, because nobody cares if you're last. If anything, we have that much more respect for individuals that are finishing last in the workout, then they're pouring their heart into it, because that's where you're at right now. And that is almost more, you put more work in, and you've got more heart, and you've got more fortitude and grit and durability than the individual that got it done 20 minutes before you, right? That's it. I have so much respect for that. So guys, let's get back to the idea of, let's try to pour our positive energy into others, right? That's even in the middle of the workout, right? Cheering for people in the middle while you're taking a breath, encouraging the class on. Let's get back to that. I feel like we've lost that somehow in the community, and we need to get back to acting like a family and trying to encourage ourselves like a family. Guys, as always, be relentless in everything that you do. Be relentless in the positivity that you pour into others, and go ahead and make sure whatever you do, right, you're trying to go ahead and do the common uncommonly well, right? Virtuosity.